Hey guys.
Hey, Tina.
Tina.
Hi, everyone.
Are we ready to go? Ready for a birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Ready.
I'm all set. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
the Community Foundation's 30th birthday!
And we're so glad you could join us.
We're celebrating 3 decades of generous people,
Extraordinary nonprofit partners.
An inspired board leadership.
30 years of making our community a better place to call
Home.
Good afternoon. I am so pleased to be speaking to you from the balloon-filled Community Foundation conference room today. Here, of course, in the Chase Bank building, the fourth home of the Community Foundation in our 30-year history. I've not really spent much time in our offices over the last 9 months. We, like so many of you, have had to do things a bit differently. We've carried on and we've carried forward from the many new satellite offices of the foundation, also known as our individual homes. It's really nice, however, to be here in this room today, one of my very favorite places. It's here that we've spent so much time with many of you over the years for a meeting, a conversation, sometimes a celebration, or often just a visit. And while we all miss the opportunity to see your faces and hear your voices in person, we all know that it's really not the location of our offices or our ability to meet across this table that actually brings us together. Today, in fact, it was in our parking garage. We are so glad so many of you were able to pick up your party packs from our socially safe station without leaving your cars. Hope you are chilling your champagne and have the candle in your cupcake. You'll need them in just a bit. Last year, about this time, we were together again in Shreve Hall at Ivy Tech to meet our Lilly Community Scholarship finalists, to share stories of possibility realized and progress made, to applaud those who give and those who serve. This year, too, perhaps more than ever, we have great stories to share, progress to celebrate, donors to thank, nonprofits to appreciate, and exceptional Lilly finalists to honor. And we do plan to share all of that with you, as always, but not today. We are living in very complicated times, and this afternoon, we'd like to have just a very simple celebration. Yes, we'd like to mark our 30th year of serving this community, a community that is near and dear to all of us, but more importantly, we want to honor the graciousness of giving that makes not only the work, but the existence of the Community Foundation possible. About a month ago, I was taking a long walk, appreciating the opportunity just to be outside and to witness the changing of the seasons. As I was walking, a rather small red sign with white letters caught my attention. It read, "Welcome to Grace." It was a sign I'd seen many times before, but for some reason it caused me to pause on this day. It was actually located on a beautiful path that passes through the grounds of Grace College in Warsaw, Indiana, obviously serving as a greeting to those entering their campus. On this day, however, it meant something different to me. I'd been reflecting on our shared experiences as a community during a time of hardship that we could never have anticipated, thinking about the many ways individuals and organizations have risen to the occasion. You've likely heard a version of the quote from Desmond Tutu that goes something like this: "Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those bits of good put together that overwhelm the world," or in our case, that overwhelm our community, thankfully. In the last 9 months, many of you and others have gone above and beyond to do your little bit of good here in Monroe County and other places as well, extending the graciousness of giving to those who need it most. It's a familiar story to us at the Community Foundation. We've seen this community stand up to support others time and time again. It's what makes our impact possible. It's what's allowed us to respond this year to many challenges that our community, our partners, and our neighbors are facing. As we prepared for this event, we reached out to some of our Community Foundation friends and family to gain a better understanding of what drives generosity in our community. Some responded in writing, others by video, and over the coming weeks, we'll extend this celebration beyond today by sharing more of what we learned. For today, however, let me just give you a taste of what we learned. When we asked why people gave, we heard that giving is an honor, not an obligation, that our purpose is to serve and to give, that true joy comes from giving, and that when blessed, we should bless others. When we had asked who inspires people to give, we learned that giving is in our DNA, that we each have individuals in our lives that have modeled generosity and motivated us to give. For many, it's our parents and our grandparents that we strive to emulate. And those who give have often also received, sometimes through the gift of time or attention from a teacher or a coach, a mentor, from someone they know, or from a complete stranger. For some, the grace of giving was transformative. It allowed them to pursue an education or to overcome a health problem with lifelong implications, or for their family to recover from a disaster. Without help here and there, we heard that none of us can reach our dreams. For all, the grace that is extended and experienced by the giving of others translates to hope, and I quote from several. Giving is a tangible display of the very best that we human beings can muster. It shows people that they are not alone. Giving and asking for nothing in return is hope unseen. And the idea of giving for the betterment of someone other than oneself gives us hope for humanity. Today is a celebration worthy of a toast, a candle, and a cupcake, but not because the Community Foundation is 30 years old. Rather because for 30 years, this community and each of you have graciously given for the benefit of all who call Monroe County their home. You have made, in the words of our friend, Carrie Curry, caring and compassion non-negotiable. Our little bit of good combined gives us so much to celebrate. And that, of course, is what we are here to do, simply to celebrate. So now it's time to pour your champagne or grab your favorite drink and get your candle ready to light. I'd like to invite a couple of very special people to join us in toasting 30 years of inspired giving and impactful granting that giving has made possible. Now pace yourself. We are going to have 3 toasts. I'd like to invite first Bill Brown. Bill, who has been a part of the Community Foundation from the very beginning and made it his personal mission to inspire and encourage so many to give to the Community Foundation over the years. Second, Elisa Hendricks, chair of our grants committee. She helps ensure we wisely use all that's entrusted to us to support our community in the most effective ways possible. Finally, Brian Yaley, vice chair of the Community Foundation board and part of our leadership team. Brian helps us chart a path towards the most impactful future. Bill, would you like to kick us off?
Yes, a toast to the community, to the foundation, and to all the many, many people who have contributed their time and resources over the last 30 years. Together, we have improved the quality of life in Bloomington and Monroe County. We have seen positive change and will continue to in the future. Let's toast. Did you hear that?
We got it. Thank you, Bill.
Oh, okay, Tina. I had a little visual problem.
It was.
I love partying. You're such a party giver. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Okay, Elisa.
Well, as we celebrate the Community Foundation's 30 years of good work in Bloomington and Monroe County, I'd like to toast all of those that have come before us and those that support us today. Because of you, we can work to meet the needs of our community and help to make it a thriving place for all. Cheers.
And Brian.
In the past 30 years of fueling innovative ideas and creating lasting impact in our community, and to the next 30 years of ensuring that that positive impact will be felt by all who call this community home. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, Bill, Lisa, and Brian. We are grateful for your faith in the Community Foundation. Now I'd like to invite you all to join us in blowing out our birthday candles. And while it's considered poor form to share our wishes, I do hope you'll join us in wishing for another 30 years of inspired impact for the Community Foundation. From the Community Foundation. Please take a moment to light your candle, and I'm going to do that right now. There we go. All right, I'm going to count us down to 30. Actually, I'm just kidding. We're actually going to count you down from 5. We'll blow out our candles together. Everybody ready?
Ready.
5, 4,
3,
3, 2,
1.
Happy
birthday.
Thanks, everybody. As you finish your champagne and cupcakes, we have just a couple of more things to share with you. We are excited this afternoon to present our 3rd Philanthropist of the Year award. As some of you may recall, when we recognized the previous 2 recipients, Denise Howard and Scott Walters, this award was created to honor those people who have been truly gracious in their giving of time, talents, gifts, advocacy, and passion, and for all the purposes of making a community a better place. The Community Foundation is proud to recognize again this year another individual who cares deeply for our community and, like his predecessors, is making a difference not only for all of us, but also for future generations through the power of endowments. This year's honoree is a perfect person for our 30th birthday. Not only has he consistently given, his family has been deeply involved with the Community Foundation as well. If you don't know Bob Ralston, you might think of him as rather quiet. We know better. And you wouldn't be wrong, though. Bob, a local attorney and CPA, exemplifies those who quietly support this community in a big way, generous beyond measure and charmingly humble. In the 30 years of the foundation's existence, Bob Ralston has given in 26 of those 30 years. He has established multiple funds at the Community Foundation, and through his donor-advised fund, he and his son Noor are always the first to step up when a need arises. They have been lead donors for a number of initiatives, including Thrive 5-5, and have participated in Lilly matching campaigns from the beginning. We often find that donors give to honor important people in their lives. For Bob, his wife, Ilkner Ralston, may be that person. Ilkner, who is no longer with us, left an indelible mark on the Community Foundation, serving as the president of the original board of directors, working alongside our first executive director, Jack Mulholland, in establishing a future for the Community Foundation. All these years later, Bob continues to exhibit his passion for community and his commitment to the Community Foundation. He shared with us that Ilkner would be amazed by all that we've accomplished in our first 30 years. As for Bob, he really does personify graciousness, the graciousness of giving, and I can't think of anyone more fitting or deserving of the Community Foundation's Philanthropist of the Year award in this, our 30th year, than Bob Ralston. Thank you, Bob. If we all were together, we'd be giving you a really big hand, one that you deserve. Because of people like Bob and so many others, the Community Foundation has been able to make grants of more than $32 million to more than 400 charitable organizations in the last 30 years, to help countless nonprofit partners grow endowments to support their work, to embed programs like Monroe Smart Start into our community to help our youngest learners, to catalyze large-scale initiatives like regional opportunity initiatives, and to incubate transformative efforts like CDFI Friendly Bloomington. We are able to do so only because so many have given.
Because you gave, people had access to warm, nutritious meals.
Because you gave, people have access to telemedicine.
Because you gave, we can help staff and clients with disabilities begin to cope with the stress of COVID-19.
Because you gave, Habitat for Humanity of Monroe County can say yes to more families seeking safe and affordable shelter in our community.
Because you gave, Lotus Education and Arts Foundation is able to provide live and virtual music and arts experiences to children, families, and adults throughout Monroe County.
Because you gave, Hoosier Hills Food Bank's been able to receive and store over 9 million pounds of fresh produce in this cooler. And Grover here has been delivering fresh produce to over 30 agencies in our community for more than 6 years.
Because you gave, survivors have access to safety.
Because you gave, over 1,000 children in our community have been comforted by Jordy, the courthouse facility dog of Monroe County CASA.
Because you gave, Sycamore Land Trust cares for and protects important wildlife habitat, and many people are able to experience nature firsthand at our free public nature trails.
Because you gave, our youth have safe mentors, and these relationships change their lives for the better forever.
Because you gave, over 2,000 kids have daily access to positive role models and youth programming that allows them to find their place in this challenging world.
Because you gave, we're able to secure Catholic Charities Bloomington's staff and connectivity to our clients, ensuring the continuity of care for the mental health services we provide the community.
Because you gave, our schools are able to serve more preschool students at more MCCSC schools.
Because you gave, students at Batcher Middle School now have the tools and experiences to prepare them for careers and pathways in science, technology, and engineering.
Because you gave, people living with dementia have access to a wide variety of programs and opportunities within our community that can help them stay engaged with their friends, their family, and with the entire community.
Because you gave to the Community Foundation, you've been able to help Harmony School maintain one of its most unique aspects, which is accessibility to young people throughout the Bloomington Monroe County community, regardless of their ability to pay.
Because you gave, the Banneker Community Center is able to transport more youth to programs and events, inspiring families to maximize their full potential.
Because you gave, I was able to graduate from the Academy of Science and Entrepreneurship with almost an entire year's worth of college credit.
Because you gave, hundreds of people, adults and children struggling with long-term homelessness due to disabilities, have found a safe way home.
Because you gave, kids in our community have preschools where they can thrive.
Because you gave, Wonderlab continues to be able to provide high-quality, hands-on science education for kids of all ages in Monroe County and beyond.
Thank you for helping.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting my education.
Thank you.
A big thank you to the Community Foundation.
Thank you to all of these organizations that made these videos of themselves for us to share today. Nobody's favorite thing, but how meaningful it is to hear from them all. You know, it is Tommy Allison, former mayor, who we can never thank enough for championing the idea of bringing the newfangled concept of a community foundation to Monroe County in 1990. She recently shared this thought with us. As individuals, our welfare depends upon the welfare of our entire community. We give to and we receive from our community, and it's up to each of us to decide the extent of one's own community. By giving to the Community Foundation, I, Tommy, extend the reach of my community. Thanks to all those who have shared their personal thoughts on giving, on graciousness, and on serving. We are grateful for the many who have supported the Community Foundation and by extension, the community in such a magnanimous way, often giving quietly and humbly, like Bob, but frequently as a measure of their passion for making a difference and making this community a better place for everyone. Welcome to Grace, by the way. We, the current staff and board of the foundation, will do our very best, like those before us, including Kathleen Wissing, former director who is with us today, to continue earning your support and wisely using what's been entrusted to us for the benefit of Monroe County. It's both an honor and a pleasure. Happy Thanksgiving to you and to yours, and congratulations to all of us on a 30th birthday for the Community Foundation.